The RMS Titanic, a marvel of engineering, embarked on its maiden voyage on April 10, 1912. Excitement filled the air as the unsinkable ship, carrying over 2,000 souls, departed Southampton, England. Hope and dreams sailed with the passengers, unaware of the tragic fate that awaited them. The journey began with grandeur and ambition, a testament to human ingenuity. The Titanic was the largest ship of its time, a floating palace with luxurious amenities for its first-class passengers, from opulent dining rooms to a swimming pool and gymnasium. Below deck, however, lay a different reality for those in second and third class. While their accommodations were modest, they too carried hopes for a better life in America. As the Titanic steamed westward, the world watched, captivated by the promise of a new era in sea travel. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic met its match in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. The ship received multiple iceberg warnings, but they were not relayed to the bridge in time. Traveling at 22 knots, the Titanic steamed into harm's way. At 11:40 p.m., lookouts spotted an iceberg directly in the ship's path. Despite evasive maneuvers, the Titanic struck the iceberg, ripping gashes along its hull. The impact proved catastrophic, and the Titanic began its slow descent beneath the waves. The Titanic, despite its grandeur, was not without flaws. Investigations into the disaster revealed a series of structural weaknesses that contributed to its demise. The steel used in the ship's hull was later found to be brittle, particularly in cold temperatures. This made the hull more susceptible to fracturing upon impact with the iceberg. Additionally, the rivets holding the hull plates together were of inferior quality, weakening the ship's structural integrity. The most significant design flaw, however, lay in the ship's watertight compartments. While these compartments were intended to prevent the spread of flooding, they did not extend high enough above the waterline. This meant that if multiple compartments were flooded, as was the case with the iceberg collision, water could spill over into adjacent compartments, dooming the ship. The Titanic's designers had prioritized minimizing costs and maximizing passenger space over absolute safety, a fatal miscalculation. Section 4. Human error and oversights, a chain of mistakes. The Titanic disaster was not simply the result of technological failures or design flaws. Human error and a series of oversights played a significant role in the tragedy. The ship was equipped with only enough lifeboats to accommodate about half of the passengers and crew on board. This was in line with regulations at the time, but woefully inadequate for a ship of the Titanic's size. The evacuation process was chaotic and poorly managed, with many lifeboats launched partially empty. The lack of binoculars for the lookouts in the crow's nest hindered their ability to spot the iceberg in time. Furthermore, the crew's lack of experience in handling a ship of such magnitude in an emergency situation contributed to the confusion and panic that ensued. Section 5. Conspiracy theories, separating fact from fiction. The Titanic disaster, with its scale and tragic loss of life, has spawned numerous conspiracy theories over the years. Some claim that the Titanic was deliberately sunk for insurance purposes, while others point to a curse associated with the ship's name or a secret plot involving the ship's wealthy passengers. However, there is no credible evidence to support these claims. Investigations and historical records overwhelmingly point to the iceberg collision and the subsequent chain of events as the cause of the sinking. While conspiracy theories may capture the imagination, they often distract from the real lessons to be learned from this maritime tragedy. Understanding the factors that contributed to the disaster, both technical and human, is crucial to preventing similar tragedies in the future. Section 6. The weight of evidence, a tragedy of errors. The sinking of the RMS Titanic remains one of the most devastating maritime disasters in history. While conspiracy theories persist, the overwhelming evidence points to a confluence of factors that led to the tragedy. The ship's structural weaknesses, coupled with poor navigation decisions and human errors, created a perfect storm that fateful night. The Titanic disaster serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of technology and the importance of human judgment, particularly in the face of overconfidence and complacency. The lessons learned from this tragedy have led to significant improvements in maritime safety regulations, from lifeboat capacity to iceberg monitoring and crew training. The memory of the Titanic and those who perished serves as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance, preparedness, and the enduring power